Hey guys, welcome back to some Gilded Guardians. In today's video, we're going to be looking for some massive upgrades. And as we continue to build out Leah, also looking at Tier-Rock, there's a few heroes that we want to focus on. And then we can get into the guild boss. Now, of course, this is day 2 of the guild boss. We know that a lot of players have been doing incredibly well in here. And of course, Priel is the one to really have for that shielding aspect. And of course, looking at some of the buffs that you can get in there, it does make a game-changing difference if you get the Bulwark to actually create a shield every now and then. But Leah, as you can see right here, our founder hero, Leah is 13 Radiant 6. Now, these heroes go to an enlightenment of a 15. 15 is the absolute cap. So we know at this point, we cannot take Leah to 15, and Radiance 10 is the cap on the Radiant side. So the highest that we could possibly get her right now is a 15-8 without spending our Radiant Souls just on Radiance itself. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we are going to get this one done. Now you'll notice we have 17,000 with these Radiant Souls. We do not need them because we are using the NFTs. We are using these legendary cracked hearts. These are the supplement for the Guardians themselves. So if you have a Guardian, regardless of if it's a founder, if it's Generation 1, you're going to have multiple copies of the heroes. And if you do have the NFT version, it makes a really big difference to building these out. Now, of course, you can see Radiance increased chance 60%. We are capped, so we have the highest probability. And you can also notice in here that we have 30,000 of our Keeper Souls. So we are about to use 18,000 Keeper Souls. Now, of course, with the package they had over in Erie Store, if you're putting money into this game, absolutely super well worth it to get the Radiant Souls and the Keeper Stones out of there. Really does make a big difference. So fingers crossed, guys, that we do get a 14-7 would be best case scenario in here. Unfortunately, last time we did not get it with Karuk. We actually did not get the Radiance. So I'm hoping this is going to be the one, guys. It is going to sacrifice both of these hearts. The Radiance is full. And there it is. There it is for the first one of our few upgrades here. And let's see if we can, we know it's going to 14. 14 is guaranteed, but can we get the 60% Radiance? And we do. There it is, guys, 14-7. Now you'll notice we need 20,000 Keeper Souls. So we did get 7. So there's 14-7. Now, of course, we need 2 more Legendary Cracked Hearts out of here, which is going to take her to 15. 15 is the cap for the Enlightenment. And then we're going to have to work on the Radiance level to get that built up. Now, if you have a hero like this that will be at essentially the 15-8 or the 15-7, this is the point where you come in here and start increasing the Radiance. So the growth factor goes up in here, just in the Radiance. This will not change the Enlightenment that the hero has, but this will only build the Radiance of the hero itself. So again, hoping that we can build her up a little bit further before we have to go in here and just start cashing in a crazy amount of Radiant Souls, because as you can see, first attempt is 4% chance. Second attempt is a 6% chance. Up to 9 attempts is 100%. And you'll also notice right here that it is 7,000 Radiant Souls. Now, for the NFTs, if you have an NFT hero that you sacrifice, you do get 2,000, which means we have about 2.5 heroes per attempt. And I don't even know if after the first attempt, if the cost goes up exponentially or if it stays at the 7K. But with it saying at 7,000 every chance, every single at-bat, that is a ton of heroes to use to build these up. Now, of course, looking at Karuk, this is another one, dude. We do need some more cracked hearts in here. And then looking at Tavros, the exact same, getting a little bit closer, but we need more cracked hearts in here. Now this one we do not. I want to level up Tier-Rock as well. Now you'll notice that 5,000 of these, and I'm not saving them all for Leah right now, as much as I would love to. Tier-Rock does need to be built up a little bit further. Now, because we cannot use any of our cracked hearts in here, we have to use all of our Radiant Souls. So looking at the amount to cap this hero, and I believe it goes to 100% at Radiant 3. Nope, 75. We're using 8.5K to have a 75% chance to build this heroes up. But again, if I can go to 9.4, that would be phenomenal with Tier-Rock. So let's go ahead, do the Enlightenment in here and see if we get that 9.4. So there it is. So 3 goes to 4. So 9.4, there it is for Tier-Rock. So the 75%, so we are lucky. That is 2 for 2 for tonight. And of course, right here, we do have Grizel. Grizel, I got lucky. We pulled an NFT copy of Grizel. Now you'll notice here that with our Radiant Souls capping at the 75 like we just seen is only costing me 200, but I do need another 500 of the Keeper Souls in here to actually build up a little bit further. Now again, with the Radiant copy, that was pulled, I believe it was out of the idols that we actually cracked open. So making a very, very big difference in there. And then of course, we did pick up Perel. Now Perel, because this hero is only elite or epic, we do not have to have the legendary cracked hearts. Because it is a founder hero, we need the epic cracked hearts in here to actually build it up a little bit further. So if we wanted to go higher, and I believe with the epic heroes, they only go to 10. And I think the Radiants might not go to 10 as well. I think it might be 10-5 where they cap. Not 100% sure on that one. But you can see, guys, we are starting to get a lot of heroes. And even looking at Phonica, we got the other copy of Phonica, but what I realized really fast after we did the summons, the hero is not Radiant. So looking at the copy down here that we got of this hero, there is no Radiance on the hero. So I would actually, if I wanted to use the hero, I would have to ascend the hero 364 seals. It is very, very expensive to go ahead and Radiant that Guardian. Then, of course, you can see we got a couple copies of Thorit. And a lot of players were saying that Thorit is working. And again, this is one that I actually pulled that we cracked open one of our hearts. You can see I have two heroes now that do have the skin on there. So with this skin that they do have, it is the Chroma. Chroma, unfortunately, doesn't have any effect on the hero overall, just changes how the hero look. And personally, I don't like the grayed out look of the Chroma. Not a huge fan of it, but overall, guys, we are getting some good heroes. Even Morax, we got a copy of. If you guys remember when we did crack those open, we did get the copy of Salve. We've also got another copy from Summons for him. Same with Phonica, so it's been pretty cool. And then, of course, looking at a few other ones that we've gotten, like Oxalis, you can see Oxalis is Radiant as well, right up here. So we're getting a lot of heroes and a lot more heroes. And at this point of the game, honestly, I don't want to get rid of any of them. But you can also see that this one is not Radiant as well. So it's going to be a lot more to build these up. But I want to focus on those three core heroes that we're using. So let's look at the guild. Let's break into the guild boss a little bit, guys. So when we look at this boss, there are two things to note, and really two big things. You can see total score right here is 58 million. Now the two things to note, number one, the fever cooldown. So when you trigger, or when a certain amount of damage is done, it will trigger fever. Fever gives a 10% attack bonus. With the 10% attack bonus, that is the time guildies need to be dumping all of their damage, all of their attempts to go in here. Now, I know at this point we only get one attempt, but dumping all of that when the fever is up. Now, of course, like we're doing here in Kraktos, we are actually doing the guild inspiration, which can come up every time that we use it. And looking at the ones that are in here with the guild inspiration for this boss specifically, which I'm assuming it's going to change for kind of boss to boss. Things like steadiness don't really seem to do anything very important. So the one you're looking for in here, we tried rejuvenation, wasn't really a big one, is this one. So the bulwark is the one is the absolute number one best thing in here to get the shield for 10% of their max HP. Some of the guardians we have super high HP. And of course, looking at the abilities, if the target has a shield, they are not getting the true damage. They're not actually stacking and getting crushed by the lava spider itself because they have the shield. Now, there are a couple people that we have on rotation that are doing the guild inspiration. Every time you do the inspiration, it does cost 100 rubies, meaning they're spending 100 or 200 per day to go ahead and build this out and change it. And OFTR, again, absolutely crushing it at a 3 million mark. So what teams are they using? So the team that we've seen most prevalent within this game mode is running, of course, Grizel, but is running Leah. Leah is a very strong hero that can do an incredible amount of damage in a very short amount of time. When you put Grizel with Leah, Leah can ult a multitude of times. And then if you have Grez's Relic, you can get a 50% attack boost on Leah, which again, if you have Leah's Relic, you can do a incredible amount of damage right here. Crit damage by 30% if you're critting with the attack stacks. And of course, the boost you're getting from Grizel, you can put her damage through the roof, which is kind of crazy to think. Now, a lot of players have kind of waffled back and forth with Tavros. It seems like if you have the shielding aspect, with the shielding aspect, he has the ability to heal. But the big thing in here is the attack speed. When you start looking at the attack speed, It is really a super heavy burst combat that we're seeing with this guild boss, meaning you have to do an incredible amount of damage in a very, very short amount of time. 40% increased attack speed can do exactly that. Like I talked about earlier, Prirel is the one that has the Sanctuary. This is the one where if you do not have that buff, that is actually the Bulwark that is going up on there. This is the hero that is 100% required. If you don't have the shields, usually by the second iteration, all of your heroes are wiped. They are all dead at that point. If you do not have this, or if you don't have the Bulwark up, this is the hero that you have to use. Now, of course, we tried a couple other ones. Like it seemed Fonika would do incredibly well, especially having the shielding aspect in here, just because of the mitigation. A lot of players that had her built up quite a bit, unfortunately, didn't really see the effectiveness of it, didn't really see the damage. So unfortunately, doesn't seem that she is really working incredibly well. But the hero, and another one that is really standing out again, is Thorit. Now, Thorit, of course, right here has the attack speed increase of 100%. Like we talked about earlier with the attack speed, that is what you want. So it seems like a combination of Thorit in there with Tavros, because of course, when you get the ult in here, your attack speed is going up by 100%. Tarvos is already putting it up by another 40%. And then, of course, for the 8-second duration, if you can get him to ult early, even with Prirel having the shields out there, this can make a big, big difference with how fast these heroes can go ahead and build. And, of course, with Thorit, guys, there is a relic or a class exclusive artifact over here, and I don't have it. I'm not sure if I can buy it. We've been picking up a crazy amount of stuff and kind of going back and forth with all of the heroes, all of the different game modes and everything that we're seeing. And honestly, I just thought about it right now that if we could get Thorit's, which I know he's not in here because he is legendary, but I don't think Thorit, there it is, Thorit's Mask. I got to buy this one, guys. And of course, we can swap this out. So when I go to items, I carry and I stock up the Epic Refinement and the Legendary Refinement. I keep 10 of them. I keep 10 of them on hand at all times. And you'll also notice we have 80,000 coins in here. But looking, we also got Priel's bracelets out of here. So we have been working and building a lot of the heroes, a lot of the off heroes that we normally don't see within a lot of different game modes to really maximize the damage that we're doing in there. Now, I think, yeah, Radiance item remove, Radiance increase. Super excited, guys. We got both of those heroes done, which of course is going to amplify the damage that I'm doing in this account. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.